Hey y'all, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this really pretty fall wall hanging using items from the Dollar Tree. Stay tuned and I will show you how to make it. All right, friends, let us get started. First off, you're going to need some things from the Dollar Tree. This little wooden plaque here, yes, this came from Dollar Tree. It's in, mine is one of the Dollar Tree Pluses. Aren't all of them that now? I don't know. But anyway, this came from Dollar Tree. $5, this wood plaque. You're going to need one of those. And then you're going to need 3 of these little wooden drawer box doohickeys, also from the Dollar Tree. We are not going to be using the insides of these. We're just going to be using the outside. So we're going to take that out and just set it, well, we're going to throw it over there on the floor. And we're going to take the label off, because if you don't, then the label police are going to come after you. So we'll take that, we'll throw that over there. I'll take all these off here in a minute. But anyway, we're going to be painting these. And to paint them, whoop, I've already unscrewed the lid a little bit. I'm going to be using this antique white paint from Apple Barrel. This came from Walmart. Now, you can use whatever color you want. But I wanted this to kind of be for fall. So that's why I chose that color. I'm going to take these labels off. Well, you're going to kind of have to, because we're going to be painting them. Can't paint over the label because it's on the sides, and that's going to be showing. So let me pull these off here. I'll take the one off the back of this here in a little bit. Why? Because I don't feel like doing it right now. It is so hot here today. It is so hot, and I've got a raging headache. I drank so much water today. But anyway, we are going to paint this plaque, and we're also going to paint these boxes. Now, you don't have to paint the inside of it if you don't want to. I'm probably not. But I am going to paint this plaque, the whole thing, and I'm going to paint each one of these little boxes. Okay, so the paint, I think, is pretty dry. And I have this package of sawtooth hangers. These are the push-in kind, so that you don't have to hold these tiny little nails and hammer them in. If you have that kind, then use some needle nose pliers or some tweezers to hold your nail in place while you nail them in. They do make bigger ones. This is the ones that I have on hand, okay? These are the small ones, and these came from Walmart, I think. Anyway, Walmart has them in pretty much any hardware store, but they look like this. Okay, and these little pointy things are going to go into the wood. So, and then you see that allows you to be able to hang it up. But my hammer is outside in the shed, and I don't feel like going out there and getting it because, like I said, it's hot. I'm going to use a screwdriver to beat it in. And my camera cut off. Sorry. But anyway, you just take this and you just place it wherever you want it. And I had it pressed down right here. I think it's where I want it. I don't know. I might have to hold it down in my lap to get it even. But anyway, you just take it and then you hammer it down in there. Okay, so this has been hammered in, and you see, you just put the screw or the nail or whatever in the wall, and it just hangs there. So let me go ahead and take this label off while I'm here, and now I'm going to plug in my glue gun and heat it up. Okay, now what I have here is some of this cord. I believe this came from Walmart. Dollar Tree does sell this, but theirs is a little bit on the thinner side. But if you get like their nautical rope type deal, I think that's going to be too thick for what we're doing here. But anyway, let's find which side we want the box. Ha! We want the back of our box. You're going to find this little back side. I think that'll be the back. And now what I'm going to do is I am just going to glue some of this rope around 3 sides. Why am I doing that? Because we're going to be gluing this down to our main piece of wood here in a minute. And if you wrap the rope all the way around it, the back is not going to be flat, so that when you glue it down, it's going to have a wobble to it, okay? We want as much of this to come into contact with the big board as possible. So, like I said, I'm just going to try to get this straight, and this will probably take me a minute. But I'm just going to glue this around, like I said, 3 sides. Just wipe that off. And just bring it around town. Like SpongeBob. My kids love SpongeBob. I like SpongeBob. I watch SpongeBob. Okay. And now I'm going to do this a few more times just to make it a little bit wider. And I'm going to do that on every single one of the boxes. Now, when this glue is set up, I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to trim off the excess pieces of rope. Okay, so now we have all of our little boxes, and see, the backs are nice and flat. And don't worry if you have a little bit of glue here, or if you didn't, you know, cut your rope just right. You're really not going to be able to see that too much once we get everything all put together. So now we are going to glue these onto our board. Let's see. I think I will put the... I think I'll put the... What in the world? I leave the room for just a little bit, and things are a mess. Okay, so if you can see here, here's the bottom line. That'll help you to keep everything straight. And then this little curve here that I'm going to use to kind of just line myself up. All right, I think that looks good. I'm going to put the ones on the very edges first, and then I'll put the one in the middle. So let's just glue that down. Let's see. Yeah, that looks good right about there. I'm just going to press that in place and let that set up. And now I'm going to glue another one over here on this side, and then I'm going to glue one in the center between those two. So let's just put this here. We'll do this side, and then I'll do the middle one off camera because you don't need to sit here and watch me glue everything. It's pretty self-explanatory. All right, that looks good. I will let that set up, and then I'm going to put that one in the middle. Okay, now this will be a tight fit, but that's the way I wanted it to be. Okay, so now I put the glue on there, and I'm just going to squish this down in between those and press that down. All right, let me mess with the ropes here for a second, try to get those straightened out. Okay, now look at these. Aren't these cute? These are little laser cut craft icons, just little pieces of wood that have been laser cut, and these are from Dollar Tree as well. You get 6 in a pack, so 2 of each one. Like I said, I was making this sort of like for fall, but they have a bunch of different designs. I saw some owls and some other cute things. So anyway, let's open this up. Let's see, is this wood? I think so. Now you want to make sure before you glue these down, because I think I've said this in previous videos, just make sure all of the little pieces here in the center, make sure all of those are out. You can take a needle or something. I'm just using my nails here. Just make sure that they are all punched out, okay? I'll keep a close eye on that. But anyway, all right. So I want to glue this. Okay, so I want to glue this down here. I think that'll be cute. Now these can be pretty fragile, so please just be careful when you're using them. And I'm going to try to not press them down very hard, because if I do, then that hot glue is going to just ooze through the holes there and not look all that great. I'm just barely touching it, and I just barely want that glue to set up on the rope there. And I'll go back here in a minute and I'll get all these little strings off, but I'm just going to barely tap that in place. And I think I want to use a different one on the sides. Let's use these. So I'll just punch those out. And these do get messy, okay? You can see my hands. Let's see. I think all of them that I have ever gotten were like that. So I know there are some that look kind of like cogs of a clock. And they're darker. Those made a mess. So be careful when you're using them. Let's poke this out. Try to get that out of there. All right. Like I said, they are fragile. Actually, I don't think they're wood. It might be sort of like some compressed board or something. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So let's kind of press this down. Let me turn it up to see if I'm getting this anywhere near centered. Okay. That looks okay. All right, so now I think I might put one right up here, and then I'm going to go wash my hands. Okay, I'm back with a cup of tea over there. So this is pretty much done, okay? This is done. Now all that is left to do is just fill up these little boxes with some flowers. And I have some floral foam around here, and I'm like, wait a minute. Maybe I don't want to take the time to put foam down in there. I just want these flowers to kind of like just be stuck in there so they can be easily changed out for different ones if you want to. But anyway, this came from the Dollar Tree. Mine was just putting out some fall arrangements. So I am just going to take my handy dandy wire cutters here. I'm just going to clip them all apart and then just stick them down in the little boxes and you're done. That's it. Then you can hang it up and enjoy it. So I'm just going to cut this apart and put it together. I'll get a good picture. Y'all have already seen it at the beginning of the video, but I'm going to show it to you again at the end of the video. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this. If you would, please give it a thumbs up. Click subscribe. Check me out on other forms of social media, the links to all of which will be in the description box down below. And hope to see y'all next time. Bye.